Hi, my name is Jack the Instructor. You're about to experience one of the most effective training tools to help you use social media to find more candidates. In this lesson, we will be learning how to search for potential candidates using LinkedIn. The LinkedIn search engine can be very powerful, especially when searching for passive candidates. Most people start their searching by just entering skills or what they're looking for in their new candidate in the regular search engine. The problem with this is that you're going to get a very small number of results. In this case, I only got 177 results. Surely the number isn't this small for people with these few basic programming skills. You need to realize that most people on LinkedIn only create really small profiles and don't take the time to make it like a resume. So we want to search the way we search for a profile. We want to search by job title and by company. So if you know companies that have very stringent requirements or make sure the person has the right set of skills, in this case, we can look for a software engineer who works at Google, and we're going to get a much larger number of results, almost 8,000 people, and probably almost all of them have the skills that we're looking for. LinkedIn search engine does allow full Boolean, so you can use words like or, and, or not. Just make sure that you capitalize OR or AND when you're using these terms. In this case, we're now searching for someone who works at Google or Apple, but not at IBM. If you're searching for a candidate for IBM, you don't want to accidentally offer the job to someone who already works there. You want to find them a new candidate. We can also search based on region. We can quickly look up the postal code for any city, so for wherever the new job is, if there's no relocation fee or we want someone who's close to the job and can interview in a short period of time, we can start by looking for people within 10 up to 100 miles of the actual business opportunity of their new position. So in this case, we'll start by looking at the mid-range. As you can see, we get a much smaller number of results. Now we have software engineers that we know work at good companies within traveling distance of this job. Now as you can see, with a very basic profile, we don't actually get the person that we're looking for name. So what we then do is use a little loophole to get the names of anyone who works in the same area because they've been looked at by other people who've looked in the same place. Now we can choose to use InMail, but again, we want to show you techniques for using a free account. If you actually do go and upgrade to an InMail account, you can send 3, 10, or 25 emails a month. Now the one advantage of InMail is that it has a 75% open rate. And if they don't open and reply to your email within 7 days, you get recredited back. But again, you can only have 25 emails out at a time. So we need to know other ways of contacting clients, and there are more powerful ways to get in touch with people. Now, when we send someone an InMail, the more powerful our profile looks, the more connections we have and more information, the more likely they are to reply to us. That's why we want to take the time to do everything in the previous lesson and fill out our profiles accurately. This makes potential candidates and recruits more likely to reply to your InMail and more likely to connect with you when you request a connection. Now, there's specific ways when you want to narrow down who you're looking for. In this case, we're looking for someone who has SAP or FICO skills. Now, if you're an accountant and you work for a company like Microsoft, you're not going to list your industry as accounting. You're probably going to list your industry as computing or computer technology. So in this case for industry, you want to actually list the industry of the company that you're hiring for. In this case, we'll say that we're looking for someone who has SNMP skills, who's in the pharmaceutical industry. Now we have a much better list. It's still 1,200, and we can narrow it down more using regions or other things. And even though the name is still private, we can look at all the other people that have comparable skills using our shortcut. So we can still reach all the people with the right skill set we're looking for without having to get the advanced account. And we can always use InMail, even on people with private accounts. As you build more and more connections, you don't have to pay for an account to connect with other people. If you have a large enough network, everyone becomes within 3 degrees of separation from you. Remember that LinkedIn actually has over 20 million profiles on it. One of the really advanced techniques that you can use is to find people that have recently joined LinkedIn. These are people that haven't been approached by any other recruiters via LinkedIn before, and they're very excited. And if you're using LinkedIn every day, you can say people that have joined 1 day ago, last few days. You can do all these things if you upgrade your account. This is another advantage of having a paid account. If you want to get advantage over the other recruiters, you can use this, and even with a business account, Business Plus or Executive, with any of these accounts, you can get ahead and you can use these other search metrics.